You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Welcome to Social Selling Simplified. I'm your host, Ashley Shaw, and today we're diving into the 6 sales secrets that I wish I knew when I was first getting started. After teaching sales for 16 years in the fitness industry, these are the things that I always started all of my base camps with and all of my teachings with to really make sure that our sales associates knew exactly how to set up the sale without being salesy. So if you're feeling salesy in your business and you're really looking for that silver bullet to help you set up every sale for success without feeling like you're hey girl hustling everyone in your network, then this episode is for you. So I have 6 different tricks and tips that I want to share with you. I always feel like Myra from Schitt's Creek when I say that, tips and tricks. I don't know if you guys have seen that episode where she goes and talks about that multi-level marketing company with the tips and tricks. If you guys haven't seen Schitt's Creek, I don't know if it's just a Canadian thing, but I find it so freaking funny. But there is an episode where Myra and Alexis, where they start in the town trying to sell these beauty products. And they get a video from one of Myra's old friends, and she's talking about her tips and tricks and her network marketing company. Anyway, if you haven't seen that episode, you have to see it. It's super funny. But I always feel a little bit ridiculous when I say tips and tricks, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind. Anyways, let me share these 6 fundamental secrets. That sounds better. Fundamental secrets that you need to know if you're in sales and you do not want to be hey girl hustling your friends. Because who does? Let's be honest. It doesn't ever feel great to have to hey girl hustle people. But then on top of it, the person on the other side of it, like, it's just, the gig's up. Whenever you get those messages, I'm sure you guys do as well. Whenever I get those messages on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it may be of people being like, hey, I really like your profile. You're so inspiring. I definitely would love for you to try out this new product and do this. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are. I think that maybe at one time when the internet was a secret and, 10 years ago that used to work, but now it definitely doesn't. And if you don't have a different strategy, you could be feeling the burn. And, that's what this podcast is really all about, is helping you bring your business to that more authentic level. Why you probably started in this business is to help people. And this is really what we aim to do here on Social Selling Simplified, is to help you get to an authentic place in your business where you feel like you're doing what you love every day, and what you send to people and how you interact is actually something that you're proud of and not something that you are, kind of hiding and maybe not doing. You're not doing what other people are telling you to do with the hey girl hustle, and your business isn't growing. So you're looking for that alternative route. So that's what we're all about here. All right. So let's jump into formula secret number 1 here. Attitude determines your altitude. So you may have heard this cliche line before, and I'm going to say that I'm going to make a huge generalization here, but this is just how I always felt in sales. When it came down to how we perform in sales, it all has to do with our attitude. So therefore, if you have a great attitude, you're going to be able to go really far in sales. And if you don't, if your attitude is, let's call it crummy. If there's kids around, I'm always sensitive to that. So I'm gonna use some gentle words here. Then your sales are going to reflect that. And I'm a super emotional salesperson. So what I mean by that is that when my sales were down in the fitness industry selling memberships, or my team sales were down, I could feel that emotional pull of like going into negativity and the scarcity mindset. And when they were high, I was like, like ain't nobody gonna ruin my style. Like I'm good, ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no. Like I was like on that side of things, like too much, right? Like when things are going right, you don't see any of those speed bumps whatsoever, right? Like the ride feels really smooth and everything is going right. When sales are down, you can tend to be like everything is going wrong. And so this can be a blessing if you use it well, but it is a curse if you do not, because some things are out of your control. Like, as much as we like to say that, anything can happen at any time, if you look at even just the past few months here, time of recording this episode is the end of December 2020. We've gone through an election. We've gone through a bunch of crazy changes we've seen a bunch of changes with engagement. And there's just been some bananas things happening. And when that stuff happens, you can still show up, you can still be your best self, you can still do all those things. And you just may not see the exact return on investment at that exact point in time, but know that like you're building up faith and it will eventually come around. But if you're the type of person to like start your day, you open your DMs and you see nothing, or you open your sales and you see nothing, and then that tips you off for the rest of the day, this is a problem because it will continue to hurt the effort that you put in. So I think, kind of set the scene here with how our emotions can swing things. And as a mentor of mine once said, Rick Mulready, you are not your business. You are sitting in this chair. Your business is sitting in the other chair. So it's really important to be able to distinguish that. I know it's difficult. This is one of the biggest things that I've always struggled with. But the thing that has really helped me get my attitude in the right place is focusing on the things that I can control. So just like when it comes to exercise, I feel my best when I get in a daily workout, I set aside time for meditation, and I eat clean. When I don't feel my best is when I start stepping on the scale every day. I start trying to monitor everything so closely, and then I restrict myself, and then I go off the deep end. Like that pattern does not work for me. So I think it's the same when it comes to sales. If we set ourselves up for, everything is going to, if I do these things, if I follow these behaviors and habits, everything else will roll and everything else is going to, is going to work out for me at the end, then I'll feel confident with myself. And what I would recommend doing is instead of, basing it every day on, oh, did I get a sale today? How many likes did I get? How much engagement? Focus on something bigger than that. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, and focus on what were the top posts and what did I do well? How can I repeat it? What's one thing that didn't go well that I could change? So you're changing the quality of your questions is what it really is about. But ultimately, you don't want to sit in that place of this vicious cycle of, oh, no one's buying from me, so therefore that means that I'm not good enough and this isn't for me, and getting into this vicious cycle. If you do not ask yourself quality questions, you will not get quality answers. So it's really important, whatever you need to do to get your mindset right, that you are sitting down and that's how you're starting your day. And I do think that it has a lot to do with your routine. There's been times in my life that my routine has been like killer, on track, like getting up each day, listening to my, Tony Robbins, I forget what that one's called now. There's this daily habits sort of thing that he has out there where it's an audio. It has moving and breathing, and there's some music for like a workout meditation. And like I used to get up and listen to that every day. And it's like this brain priming thing that I used to do. And it's funny because sometimes when we get away from that stuff, we don't notice it until our mindset is like in the gutter and we have no idea like where to even begin and start. But really the answer is super simple. It was something maybe that we were doing before that we just forgot. And so that is really, really important. Like sales is all about mindset and asking yourself quality questions. So if you're feeling defeated right now, please start there. Like don't even worry about listening to the rest of this. That first secret is going to help you get back on track. Okay. Secret number 2, people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So this is an important one because we often go into it with like features and benefits, features and benefits. And let me tell you all about the features and benefits. Like don't feature and benefit all over people because that actually doesn't matter unless they like you first. And so we always used to talk about if you have 2 people and those 2 people provide the exact same product, the customer, the person on the other side is going to do business with the person that they actually like the most, the person that they have the best relationship with. So before you go into, features and benefits and what you have to offer, you are the business, whatever you represent, whether it's Beachbody, whether it's It Works, whether it's Isogenics, like whatever it is, that is not the product. You are the product. So you have to learn how to build connections with people without going there first, right? So that you can build those relationships of building know, like, and trust. And if you do that, people will start to notice you and build a relationship with you first. Now, here's the thing. They will instantly distrust you if you try to push a product on them too quickly. You want to build up a foundation where they actually come to you. And there is a way to do that without waiting in the background and speeding along this process. But you have to be committed to building rapport with people. And that's fundamentally why the Hey Girl Hustle doesn't work. If you just blast off a bunch of messages to people without considering, do you have a relationship with them? Have you ever talked to them before? Then it's never going to work in your favor. People are just going to block you and they're going to delete you. And if you continue that sort of activity, eventually Facebook can just shut you down, which is, something that if your whole business is just built on social, that is a problem in itself. You need to get into getting people's emails. Like you need to be more than just one-dimensional, shooting off Hey Girl messages on social media. So the way that you want to do this with people starting to know, like, and trust you is think about how relationships are built. You establish commonalities. You talk about the things you have in common. You reveal your daily, mom life or coach life or dog mom life or whatever is your angle. But you really want to focus in on those things. That is really, truly what social media is about. It's helping to build that know, like, and trust factor so that you have the opportunity to serve them in a different way. So if you are currently using social media for something else, meaning you're using social media to just sell, and that's like the main thing that you do, you really want to rethink the foundation of your business because, like I said, number 1, you could get shut down in a day. You don't own social media. You're much better off to move people to email and into groups and those sort of things where they want to hear more about what you have to offer. And then you also want to really start using social and your stories as a way to build know, like, and trust with people. All right. Secret number 3, goals drive emotion. So normally when I see people not succeeding in sales, it's because they go in for the pitch way too quickly. Like I would see this all the time in the gym. You would sit down with somebody to go over, we used to do these fitness planners. And so basically it would be questions you would ask the other person when they come in to join the gym. And you would, fill it out. And then you would show them around and show them the price options and things like that. the people that most often had the worst closing ratios were the ones that would sit down, they would take no notes on the person's goals, and then they would show them everything and then show them the price. So what you've done is you've taken away any emotional connection that person would have to why they're there and why they would spend the money in the first place. And this is a problem across the board. It's not just in fitness sales. I find this happens where people time and time again will not really get the root of what someone is there for. And then they will say the price and the person's like blindsided. This happened the other day actually to us, but it was in the opposite direction. We were on a sales call. We were looking to get some help in the operational side of our business to have, someone line some things out for us and really get to hit a new point in our business where we need to bring in some outside people. And literally, this person did very, very little talking. He asked a ton of great questions. And then when he said the price, we were like, that totally makes sense. And that is the beauty of this, is that when you get the other person talking, when you ask them their goals and what they want to achieve, that actually triggers the build rapport trait as well. When the other person's doing most of the talking or responding, when you feel like you're being heard, you feel like you like the other person more. So in asking the right questions about their goals, what's your number one fitness goal? What are you trying to achieve? What's held you back in the past? What would this plan need to look like for you in order for you to be successful? Those are all the types of questions that get that person really thinking and connecting with what they actually need to hear to have this solution work for them. So the more that you can ask the right question and questions about their goals, the more that they're going to be very willing to listen to what you have to offer. And that's the secret here, is how do you get their goals and how do you make them feel comfortable enough to share their goals so that you can expand on it? And I love doing these sort of posts in my Facebook groups and different places like that, so I can hear what people are actually trying to work on, so I know how I have to cater my solution. So that brings us into secret number 4, which is personalize your solution, no matter what it is. So when you are listening to your customers and they are telling you all about their goals and what they're trying to achieve, they're basically setting up for you what they need to hear for the solution. So, for example, if you're launching a program in your fitness or nutrition business that is made for people that feel, for example, out of control, they want to get back on track, they really want to be held accountable, they need support right now, they don't have a lot of time, they're not great at cooking, they want something that's really simple and easy to follow. Like, you're listening for all the ways that they are going to describe what they are going through so that you can provide the perfect solution just for them. That does take listening skills. This isn't something that's often taught in sales and network marketing, or at least the people I come into contact with don't necessarily know that this is a part of the sales process. So once you hear all their goals and what they are trying to achieve, then you can cater your solution to say, so here's what I'm actually going to recommend for you and what I believe you need to be successful. And you're going to repeat back, I know you don't have a lot of time. You want something where you're not going to have to learn to be a chef. You want something that is going to be super easy to do, but it's going to allow you to feel like you have control right away. You're going to just basically repeat what they have told you because they want to hear that stuff before they make a purchase. And that's going to help them feel like this solution is made for them. And then you're going to present your solution. Now, this is about integrity as well. You need to make sure that what you're offering does have those things. But most of the time, those programs that we do have, where they are 30 minutes, where they are following, a super easy recipe book or, a container system or whatever your system is out there that you're using, it does make it easy for them to get to those goals. And usually people have the same goals and ambitions. It's just the way that they describe it, use their wording. That's really important. Again, in building rapport, is that the wording is consistent with what they've said. Language does have a huge impact on building rapport and making sure that they're listening to what you're putting out there. All right. Secret number 5, ask them if they want to join you and give them 2 options. So here's what most often happens for people in the sales industry is that they go through this whole process. They may get some of the points I mentioned, they may not, but then they just sit there awkwardly and they don't ask for the sale. And they just wait for the person on the other side to either just not say anything, and in the online world, maybe just ghost them, or they're just awkward about it. And they say, yeah, 60% of people forget to ask for the sale. So I'm a big fan of the option close. I don't know. I don't like to set myself up for yes or no answers. That's just a sales thing as well. I like to set up my questions so that I have to make them sort of decide, right? So instead of asking them, do you want to get started? Then that sets me up for a yes or no. I would rather say, which of these options is best for you? And then I give them one option, I give them another option. That for me feels a lot better than that hard close. I'm not a hard closer by any means. Like, it makes me super uncomfortable when people are hard closers, and it makes me not want to do business with them. So if you're the same way, it's going to be very likely that your prospect or your potential customer is going to be the same way as well. So definitely make sure to ask them if they want to join you, but give them 2 options when you do that. Now, the other side of this is if you don't ask at all, that can also, I know this sounds weird, but it can be offensive as well. I remember doing this consultation with a personal trainer, and I really wanted to work with her. Like, I felt like I could learn a lot from her. She was very fit. And I just remember watching her do other workouts with other people. And at the end of it, after we did this sort of like mini sampler workout together, she was super awkward and did not ask me if I wanted to be her client. And I just I didn't even know, I felt like she didn't want to work with me. And so that was awkward in itself. So this is a fine line. You definitely don't want to not ask people, but you want to do it in a way that feels comfortable to yourself, because that's usually going to be how your prospects are going to feel most comfortable. So always go for that option close and make sure that you're setting it up in a way that feels authentic and doesn't feel too salesy to you as well. So those are my 5 secrets, the formula that it took 16 years to really master. Once you know these 6 things, it's not going to take you long to master, but it really is a checklist in all of your sales processes that you want to follow, and that you really want to make sure that you're going back and reviewing, because it can be easy to skip a step and then you're wondering why are people not wanting to move forward with me? Why are they not wanting to take action? And if this is something that really resonates with you, you're like, yep, I really like this. This totally makes sense. This is what the entire monthly marketing funnel is built upon. Like, this is what we do with people and work them through all the steps to get them to say yes. So this involves your social media posts. This involves your Facebook group. This involves emails and asking for the sale. So we take all the things I've just talked about and we layer it on each other so that it's really easy for you to just paint by numbers and follow this process so that you don't have to think about it. It's not something externally that you are trying to do. It's like built into your formula. So whether you decide to do that with us on the inside of the Done For You monthly marketing funnel, or you decide to create your own, that is definitely the process that you want to build your funnel on so that you are organically driving people through this process. And when it comes to asking them for the sale, it's a really easy yes. And you'll get way more yeses when you follow this process. You build rapport, you talk about goals, you do all those things in the middle of your conversation with them, because we have to remember marketing is a conversation and you want to bring them from where they are to understanding all those steps we've talked about so that you have that intel. So it makes it really, really easy to ask for the sale. Thank you guys so much for listening today. It was a pleasure to bring you all of my sales secrets. We'll see you next time on Social Selling Simplified. If you're ready to turn your health and fitness business into a well-oiled income-producing machine and finally start posting authentically, consistently, and with a purpose, go check out the Done For You monthly marketing funnel membership. This membership takes the sleazy salesman tactics out of marketing by giving you done for you social media templates, Facebook group posts, freebies, and emails to send your prospects and customers. These marketing resources combined with over $1,400 in exclusive bonuses, including branding bootcamp for social sellers, which is a 12 module course to help you get clear on who you are and what you offer. It will help you authentically attract your people and set you up with a sales funnel effectively so you can start helping more people without spending more time and without the hey girl hustle. You'll never run out of leads or not know what to say. This membership only opens 2 times per year, and January 2021 is coming in hot. The doors open January 6th and will be closing tight on January 11th. So head over to ashleyshaw.ca/membership to join the membership. We'll see you inside the Facebook group, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches.